Hi. I don't think we've ever just sat down and talked into the camera like this before. At least not outside of like a video intro. I don't plan on making a video like this one ever again. I have some stuff on my mind and I thought I would talk with all of you about it. Um, I'm not quitting YouTube or anything before anybody gets scared. Which I'll be getting into more as the video goes on. I love what I do. Doesn't hasn't changed. Any topics that I talk about in this video, though it may change some of my uh, it might indicate some changes in my opinions on certain things. Um, like I very much enjoy narrating horror stories, and I would like to continue doing that as long as I can. Right, but there's some topics I want to talk about. Some stuff that's been on my mind for a pretty long time. A very long time, actually. Very, very long time. Um, I never expected this channel to be anything. I never expected, not that I really think it is, in a way, right? But I never expected it to get as far as it has. I made this channel because I thought horror stories were cool. I also, as like a little kid, whenever I was asked what I want to do when I get older, I would say I want to be a voice actor. I want to talk into microphones. I liked this little known show. You probably haven't heard of it. It was called Yu-Gi-Oh. Of course, I'm kidding. I know you know what Yu-Gi-Oh is. I really enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh, and I remember just being so amazed of like how how do the characters have voices? How do they do that? Like, uh, what's the magic going on there? And I asked my older sisters, and they said like people talk into microphones, and then like it gets animated and all this stuff. And I thought that was so cool, and I always wanted to do that. So once I got a little bit older at the old age of 19, I was like, let's get a microphone. Let's start posting on YouTube because that was the big thing at the time, and it still is. YouTube's pretty popular. Um, and I just started posting. And I liked horror, so posted horror stories, right? Uh, really, really didn't expect anybody to listen to my stuff or be at all interested, but people were, and it's been 10 years now, and there's still people watching. It's wild. I never thought it was. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand how that happened. But I'm grateful that it did. I'm grateful that I got to do that. No matter where the future brings me, I get to say I did my dream job, and that's special to me. I think that's really cool. And that's something that I can take with me for the rest of my life, no matter what happens, you know? Whether the channel takes back off and I'm on the front page of YouTube again or whatever, or if none of that ever happens, I get to say, I got to live my dreams. I got to live through my 20s, having the career that, I always wanted. And that's cool. And I'm proud of myself for doing that. And I'm appreciative of everybody who helped me do that. I think it's incredible. But I don't think I'm anybody special, because I'm not. I'm very much just a random person, just a ordinary, maybe a little bit unordinary. I'm pretty strange. I'm pretty weird, but I'm just a random person. Just a random person. There's nothing special about me. I have my hobbies. I enjoy BMX, and got some Rubik's cubes right over there. I have my 5x5 on my desk right now. Just hobbies. Just a person. I don't know. Just never expected this channel to be anything in the first place. At all. Ever. And it's wild. It's wild. But it's cool. So, I don't know. I've been getting comments and people talking about how the channel has like fallen off or whatever. And I think maybe a bit, you know, maybe a little bit. We're definitely getting about 10% of the viewership that we used to. And that's a pretty big drop. But I wonder what that's attributed to. Like I don't pay much attention to other horror channels on YouTube. A few reasons. It's just like I create horror content. I don't want to spend time on YouTube watching more horror content. I kind of get my fill of horror content by creating horror content, if that makes sense. I also just I like to keep the channel as like uninfluenced as I can. Not to say that there aren't influences. Of course, sure there is, you know. But I just kind of do my own thing. But I've noticed that like the creepypasta, no sleep horror story genre as a whole has dropped in viewership quite a bit. There's definitely exceptions. There's some channels that are like doing really well. There's some channels that are doing better than ever. And I'm not really sure what all of that is attributed to. I don't know what they're doing that like other people aren't, or not to say that they're not unique, not to say that they aren't doing something. They very well could be, right? I don't know because I don't pay that close of attention. But what I can say is like my channel's not the only one that's like dropped in viewership. But there's also like other aspects, you know? I definitely don't want to talk on this topic for too long. But like I know me coming out as trans definitely impacted my viewership quite a bit. It is what it is. I've been over it for a long time. I spent a long time before I came out preparing for like any potential hate that I would get. I thought I was ready. I wasn't. It's now been years and I'm pretty well over it. I do think in some ways, and hear me out here because this is going to sound like bad on the surface, but once I explain maybe you'll understand. I kind of regret coming out as trans on YouTube. I think it was a bad idea. But the reasons why I did is because I don't feel like there's much trans representation on YouTube. At least not outside of channels that like exclusively create trans content, right? So I wanted people to be aware that like, hey, I'm trans, I tell horror stories. This is like a, you know, like a welcoming place if you're queer, right? That's one reason why I made it public. The other is just like, I thought it would be cool if I just like got gendered correctly in the comments section. I thought that would be rad. You know? But it resulted in me getting a lot of hate, which I expected some. I didn't expect that amount. However, my channel still did like pretty decent for a while after that. So I don't know if that's like the main cause. I don't know if that's the reason. I don't know. Because again, like a lot of channels have dropped off in viewership. But also I wasn't posting as consistently anymore for a while. I'm still working on posting consistently again. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Like depression, anxiety. I'm also autistic. I tend to like hyperfixate on things. And for a while, like this channel was definitely my like hyperfixation. I just wanted to post as much as I could because I thought it was really cool, and it is cool. And it was like special to me, you know? So I wanted to post as much as I could, and that's what I did. Um, but I definitely hit burnout, but there's still like more to it. I don't want to talk too much about it, but like the past few years for me have been hell. They've been really, really bad. Um, I feel like I'm just putting it too lightly, but there was, the aspect of like I had freshly come out as trans, and of course there's so much drama that comes with that. Not to scare anybody if you're planning on coming out, it's worth it. It's still worth it, right? I wouldn't undo it. Maybe on YouTube. I would maybe spare coming out on YouTube where the channel isn't about me, and I knew that I was going to get hate, but whatever. I guess like some people suck, and it is what it is. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be is what it is, right? Like there should be something done about that. But um, I don't. I don't have the answers for how to go about that. Uh, I also like moved across the country twice. Um, and a lot of really bad things happened to me. Or just happened in general, I should say. Some stuff to me, some things just happened. Um, like I lost my brother, which has been really hard, and I miss him a lot. I guess I'll just put it this way because I really don't want to get into it. I ran into some really awful people who completely fucking turned my life around for the worse. Um, just, I don't know. I don't like calling people awful, but I don't know what other words to ascribe to them. Things have been tough, and it's been really hard for me to like ground myself and like be a person again, let alone like start posting consistently on YouTube. Again, I didn't get into this for it to be a full-time job. It just happened, and I just rolled with it because ultimately I'm just another person in the world trying to make it day to day, trying to keep a roof over my head and food in my belly, food in my dog's belly, right? Maybe buy a Rubik's Cube every once in a while. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Like I'm just trying to make it through life. And I would say I did take the channel seriously, but at the same time, like, I wasn't trying to get more out of it than, like, I felt appropriate. As in, like, I never did any sponsorships. Not a single time. Not even once have I ever taken a sponsorship. I just didn't want to. I have a lot of anxiety, as mentioned before, and I would feel terrible if I promoted something that turned out to be a scam or like something that like harms people or something. I don't know, just keep it away from me. I'll just tell my stories, and if people are listening to it, then that's cool, and that's kind of it. Turned down a lot of sponsorships over the years, tons. Hundreds, maybe over 1,000. This would be interesting to find out, to figure out, but I'm not gonna do that. No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm anything special, and I don't think I ever expected the channel to like last forever. I never expected it to be something in the first place. So I'm not really upset. I have no reason to be. I'm just grateful for what's happened, And, as far as like, I got to do my dream job. I'm grateful for that, I'm also grateful that like people enjoyed it and still do. I think that's awesome. And I think it's really cool and stuff. And I want to continue doing that in whatever form that takes. If people are still listening, I'll still be uploading. I might still be uploading if nobody's listening, to be honest. I just for the love of the game, I just kind of enjoy what I do. But I would say, even though the passion is still there, I sometimes wonder if the drive is, and that's an aspect. That's something to be thinking about. It's just to say, this video is just to say, I'm nobody special. I don't really want people to know all that much about me. I want this channel to just be Slumber Reads. Did you enjoy the stories? I don't really need like gender affirmation in the comment sections or anything. Like, I'm surrounded by really awesome people. I love the people around me, and they respect me and know who I am. And as far as this channel goes, I just want to share something that I love with people who also love what I love, which is horror stories. And I feel like this channel's always been about that, and I want it to continue to be about that. I know YouTube's slogan is broadcast yourself, but what if I wanted to broadcast some horror stories instead? So that's the game plan. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep posting because I like it, because I got into it because I enjoy it, not because I got into it for a paycheck. However, paycheck? I do like the paycheck, but they're not as large as they used to be, and that's okay, I think doing what I've done here has given me a lot of confidence, and if I do end up having to find another venture after this one, I'll make it an adventure and do it with grace and style, hopefully. Even though I feel like my opportunities are a bit limited due to, I don't know, being queer or whatever. I'll do my best. That's all I've ever done. Just done my best, and tried to do it with style if I can. Grew up riding BMX. I still ride BMX. You got to do it with style. You can't just go into something and be like, I'm just gonna do it, and then have a straight face the whole time. You gotta, like, I don't know, make it special or something. So that's the plan. But no matter what, the microphone stays plugged in, videos keep getting uploaded, and with every day that passes, I work on another video, and I work on myself, and try to keep healing, because that's all I can do. I can heal, hopefully, probably, maybe, and I can upload. I know I can upload, and that's the plan. I think that's really all I have to say. I know this video was a ramble. Probably didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I don't know. I guess I had some things to say, and to summarize, again, I don't think I'm anybody. I'm nobody special. I'm just a random person. I appreciate anybody who has and will continue to support what I do. I think that's cool, and I'm glad that I can share something I'm passionate about with people who are also passionate about it. Or if you just use my videos to fall asleep because you like my voice or whatever, that's cool too. I think that's perfectly acceptable. I'm just glad that you're here, and I'm glad that glad I bought this microphone and my very outdated interface. Fun fact, I still use the same XLR interface that I did when I started this channel. It's very old, and it's a piece of crap, but I won't replace it because I've had it for forever now. I want to see how long it can go before it just like stops working. Anyways, what should probably stop is this video because it's been like 20 minutes. That was my chair squeaking, by the way. Before you think it was anything else, it's the chair. Watch, I can do it again. I don't know if it made the same sound. Frick. Heck. Anyways, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good night.